Had a kind of an ugly game, tough to get to an offensive flow. Just what kind of worked down the stretch for you guys in that fourth quarter to pull away?
Sorry, man. I know you represent that mask every time, but I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
What it is.
You stay consistent with it, though. I appreciate that.
I know. Ugly game, obviously tough to kind of get into a flow. Just what kind of worked for you guys in the fourth quarter, both offensively and defensively, to close it out?
A little bit of pace, which led from our defense and being able to get defensive rebounds and just go with it. I think that kind of led to our ability to be able to play off instincts. I think on the other side, obviously putting Kev in the middle of the floor and letting him shoot his little layups, I like to call it, mid-range shots or whatever, helped. But I think it was just our pace and being able to get down the floor. But credit to them because they junked things up on the defensive end for us, and we couldn't get into a comfort zone of what we would like to do. They junked things up from zone to switching to this to that, and it was a real orthodox type of flow to the game that we just couldn't get into any rhythm for anything. So I think the point of this game and other games like this is that we're going to get everyone's 110% effort, especially coming into our building. So for us to keep learning from those ways and just finding ways to win. So I think that's the key point from games like this, no matter how ugly or not pretty it might be for us, just being able to find ways to win. And I think everyone, made an impact at some point that led to a team win tonight.
You guys defended fairly well throughout, but you had a stretch where you're down 4 fairly late in the game and you forced 7 straight misses. Was there anything specific that either you guys changed there schematically, or was that just a matter of attitude and physicality?
That was late in the fourth, right? I think for a weird reason, I think it still seemed like we had momentum, as crazy as that may seem, although we were down, missed shots, whatever it may be. It still felt, and I remember a time out there and looking up, we were down a little bit. It still felt like we had some momentum, and it was just one of those things of just stick with it and find a way. Again, nothing specific. But they were just able to junk things up on that end, and we were able to come down and just stick. It was like one of those things of being able to stick with the game plan and what we spoke about this morning, and being able to execute it and staying with it. And that's a lesson in itself, right? Throughout the course of not only a game, but the course of the season, just to stick with things and trust that things can evolve from that. So one of those games of put it in the bank. Understand where we can get better on those specific things and how we can let that come out at the end of the season when we really need it to. So I think there's a lot of learning lessons here from us on the defensive end, that we're finding out a lot about us that can come very useful at the end of the season when we need it to. So when this thing clicks, and it will at some point, it's going to be very exciting.
Patty, kind of in the same vein as Brian's question, Steve mentioned that you guys weren't necessarily satisfied with this win, especially the fashion with which it played out. Was there anything in particular that you weren't necessarily satisfied with, aside from the way the Wolves defended you, that you guys maybe didn't execute on?
Yeah, first quarter, I think that's the elephant in the room is how we start games, and being able to hang our hat on the defensive end, and that's probably where we've taken maybe a step back in tonight's game for sure. Being able to start games off well, and that leading us on the defensive end, so we can flow from that. That's probably it.